So, on tonight's show, we're going to be talking about those special creatures that come down from our skies to either attack and or enslave our people. I'm not talking about winged serpents or giant monster birds. I'm talking about space invaders, aliens, beings from another world. Yeah. Not to be mistaken by the 1978 arcade game of the same name.
Out here we entertain ourselves at home, so we got an Atari video game. There's so many different games to play. We especially like Space Invaders, zapping those little devils from outer space. It's fun, but personally I think the whole idea of creatures from outer space is a little far-fetched.
Man, what a great game. There's something about those simplistic controls and the gameplay of shooting aliens descending upon you. It just really appeals to my fantasy of defending the Earth from an alien threat. You know, the original arcade game ended up grossing over $13 billion. Space Invaders! It's a household name, it's awesome. But that's not what we're talking about here. Now, before we dive into any of this, we have to establish the rules of alien invasions. If you can believe that there are any kind of rules for an alien invasion. Now, when you think about it, there's really only two types of invasions. The first being stealthy societal invasion, and the other being a full-scale alien attack. To start our full frontal attack, we have War of the Worlds from 1953.
This could be the beginning of the end for the human race. For what men first thought were meteors or the often ridiculed flying saucers are in reality the flaming vanguard of the invasion from Mars.
Looks like they're going to come out of that gully pretty soon. We'll have to rush our defenses to be ready when they do.
The guard can need plenty of reinforcements.
We'll get them. Lieutenant, look!
This is the recolorized 1953 version, and this version is loosely based on the novel written by H.G. Wells. Now, I don't know about you, but whenever I hear the words alien invasion, the first thing that comes to my mind is War of the Worlds. Seeing those Martians come down to Earth and just unleash hell upon our society with such ease, now that's something truly terrifying. This is a perfect example of the full frontal assault, raining mayhem upon our society, and our armies are defenseless against them. And not to mention, this film also won an Academy Award for Best Visual Effects, so there you go. Another film that comes to mind is Earth vs. the Flying Saucers from 1956. This is just a plain fun alien invasion flick with your classic flying saucer imagery. Who doesn't love flying saucer imagery? The effects were done by Ray Harryhausen himself, the man responsible for one of the greatest stop-motion scenes ever put to film.
Kill them all!
Once again, this film really shows a full frontal invasion. Flying saucers destroying our nation's monuments and just wreaking havoc on our society. If all-out invasion isn't your thing, and you prefer the up-close and personal route, we have the stealthy invasion for you, which usually consists of some form of mind control, parasites, abduction, ingestion, copulation. Night of the Creeps from 1986.
The night of the fall is finally here for Chris, Cindy, and JC. It's going to be the best night of their lives. But tonight is also the night of the creeps. From a world unknown comes a nightmare unimagined. First, they are under you, around you,
So this one actually starts with another alien race on their ship trying to contain this alien experiment. One of their crew members is already infected with this parasite and causes the ship to crash down on Earth. And of course the experiments and creatures escape. So it's pretty cool to see at the beginning of an alien movie another alien dealing with the alien problem and then bringing it to Earth. That's pretty cool. And this film, as you may have guessed, is of the parasite variety. This slimy leech creature enters through your mouth and takes over your mind and controls your body. This movie is great because it's one part zombie outbreak movie and one part alien invasion movie. Because when it takes over the host's body, they end up becoming zombie-like creatures, and it's just awesome. And the special effects in this film are equally awesome.
Sit there, get away from it!
Good news and bad news, girls. The good news is your dates are here.
What's the bad news?
They're dead.
Oh, and we have to mention that Tom Atkins as the detective is just plain badass. It has probably one of the greatest catchphrases in movie history.
Thrill me. Thrill me. Thrill me.
Detective, thrill me.
Next we have Without Warning from 1980.
The hunting season has begun. But the hunter isn't human. Only the prey are. It came without warning.
This title pretty much sums up how I encountered this movie, without any warning at all. I was working the night shift at my job. It was probably about 1 a.m. This film came on and I couldn't find the name, and it took me a while to track it down, and I was just like, what the fuck is this movie? I had never heard of it before, never seen it anywhere before. It was like Friday the 13th meets an alien creature. This alien comes to Earth, but he's going after teenagers, hunters, kids. This alien's weapon of choice are these weird little jellyfish-type creatures with fangs and little tentacles, and he throws them at you like ninja stars, and they latch on and they start eating your insides. It's really, really disgusting and really creepy. And not to mention, these things look absolutely painful. The special effects in this movie are pretty good. You see these leeches latch onto people's legs and they have to pry them off, and you see bloody holes get left behind, and you see them sucking away at their blood. It's really, really grotesque. This alien itself is also super intimidating. It's like 7 foot tall, and it just silently moves through the forest at night, and due to the camera quality at the time, the low budget feel of the film adds like an extra layer of creepiness to it when you see this alien. So I highly recommend checking this one out. It's super weird, super strange, but a really good invader. It's a good invader from space. And you can't talk about stealthy alien invaders without talking about John Carpenter's The Thing from 1982.
12 men have just discovered something. For 100,000 years, it was buried in the snow where no one can see it, or hear it, or feel it.
I know I'm human. Some of you are still human. And then it's one.
You guys gonna listen to Gary? He can beat one of those things!
This movie needs no introduction. It's absolutely intense. Basic idea, humans trapped out in Antarctica with an alien creature. It's probably one of the most fascinating aliens ever put to screen. It mimics the appearance of whoever it kills and takes them as its host, creating extreme tension and paranoia amongst the survivors. Not to mention, this thing's mutations and forms that it takes are absolutely horrifying, and the thought of being killed by the thing sounds extremely, extremely painful. I would imagine what it would be like if this thing got out and escaped into a majorly populated area. Now, I've heard many theories that the ship that the thing used to get to Earth and crash landed in Antarctica isn't actually the original Thing's ship, that it belonged to another species of alien, and the Thing took that as its host, and the Thing came from somewhere else. And that just makes the world feel bigger, and that universe feel so expanded upon, that there's this creature that can just keep taking different life forms, and as it travels across the galaxy, and it just crash landed in Antarctica and froze. Something about that just adds an extra layer of creepiness and a little bit of insight into the Thing's background. It's really, really cool. And that's what makes the Thing so terrifying. It could be any one of us. So, these are just a few alien flicks that depict our interactions with another species coming from outer space. If you haven't seen them, I highly recommend checking them out. And if you've already watched The Thing, go on and do it again, because that movie is timeless. Until next time.
Oh, give me a home where the asteroids roam and the plebes and the fuzzy mugs play, where gravity's low and the water is snow and the desert winds blow you away. Mars, Mars is my home, where everyone's short just like me. I wish I was where there's not so much air and two moons could smile down upon